Aquarius, if you found this video today, it is not an accident. The universe has been waiting for this exact moment to speak to you. Welcome, Aquarius. July 24th carries a message meant only for you. A message that has been building quietly in the background of your life. Stay until the very end, because the final revelation will show you the one sign you can no longer afford to ignore, and exactly what to do about it today. One will tell you why you were meant to find this message today. There are no accidents in a universe built on rhythm and timing, Aquarius. Every soul finds certain messages exactly when they are ready to receive them. Not a moment before, not a moment after. And today, that message has found you. Think back over the last few weeks. Has it felt like something invisible has been following you? A thought that keeps returning uninvited? A feeling in your chest you can't quite name? A restlessness that shows up right when life looks calm on the surface? That restlessness is not random. It is the sound of your soul trying to get your attention before your mind catches up. You may have noticed it in small, strange ways. A dream that felt more real than memory. A song that played at the exact moment you needed to hear its words. A stranger who said something so specific it felt aimed directly at you. These moments are easy to dismiss individually, but when they begin to repeat, when they begin to form a pattern, they stop being coincidence and start being communication. Aquarius, you are an air sign ruled by innovation and intuition, but you are also known for retreating into logic when your inner world gets loud. You analyze, you rationalize, you tell yourself it's nothing, and yet, some part of you has already sensed that something is shifting. That's why you're here, watching this right now instead of scrolling past. Ask yourself honestly, have you been feeling unusually emotional lately for no clear reason? Have old memories been resurfacing, almost as if your mind is clearing out a room to make space for something new? Have you felt a pull toward change, even if you can't describe what that change should look like? This is divine timing at work, not fate deciding your life for you, but the universe aligning conditions so that you finally notice what has been trying to reach you for weeks, maybe even months. Today is the day those pieces start coming together. There is a reason this particular date matters. July 24th sits in a stretch of the year where hidden currents beneath the surface of daily life begin to rise. For Aquarius specifically, this is a moment where inner truth becomes harder to suppress. What you've been quietly feeling is about to become impossible to ignore. So take a breath. You are not imagining things. You are not overthinking. You are simply someone who is finally awake enough to notice what has been unfolding around you all along. And what has been unfolding is bigger than you think. In the next part, we're going to talk about the specific signs the universe has been sending you. Signs many Aquarius people have already noticed but haven't yet understood. 2. The universe has been trying to get your attention. Let's talk about the signs themselves, Aquarius, because chances are you've already seen more of them than you realized. Have you been seeing repeating numbers lately? Glancing at a clock and catching 11:11 or 2:22 more often than feels like chance. Numbers are one of the oldest forms of universal language. They appear when your awareness is being gently nudged toward alignment, when the universe wants to confirm that you are on the right frequency, even if your circumstances haven't caught up yet. Have conversations felt strangely well-timed? Maybe someone brought up a topic you'd been silently wrestling with, without any way of knowing. Maybe an old friend reached out after months of silence, right when you needed a reminder that you're not alone. These are not coincidences. They are threads the universe is weaving to remind you that you are supported, seen, and guided, even during the moments that feel most uncertain. Have doors been closing that you expected to stay open? A job that didn't pan out? A relationship that quietly faded? A plan that fell apart despite your best effort? For Aquarius, closed doors are one of the hardest signs to trust because you like control, you like logic, you like knowing why. But closed doors are rarely punishment, they are redirection. The universe does not remove something from your life unless something better is already being prepared to take its place. At the same time, have unexpected opportunities begun to appear? Small ones, easy to overlook? A conversation that sparked a new idea? An invitation you almost declined? A thought that popped into your head about a path you hadn't considered before? These small openings are seeds. They may look insignificant now, but they are early signals of the direction your life is about to take. And then there's the quieter sign, the one that matters most. Your intuition has been growing louder. You've been sensing things before they happen. You've been feeling discomfort around situations that used to feel normal. You've been craving solitude, reflection, and honesty in a way you haven't in a long time. This is not disconnection, Aquarius. It's alignment. Your inner compass is recalibrating, preparing you for a transition your logical mind hasn't fully caught up to yet. All of these signs, the numbers, the conversations, the closed doors, the quiet opportunities, the strengthening intuition, are not isolated events. They are pieces of a single unfolding story. And that story is this: you are being prepared for a shift that is already in motion, even if nothing around you looks different yet. Because here's the truth most people never realize: change never begins on the outside. It begins invisibly long before it becomes visible, and that is exactly what we need to talk about next. 3. The hidden change. Already beginning here is something few people understand, Aquarius. By the time change becomes visible in your life, it has usually already been happening for weeks, sometimes months, beneath the surface. Think of it like a seed underground. Nothing appears to be happening above the soil. No sprout, no leaf, no sign of life. But underneath, roots are forming. Energy is being gathered. The entire structure of what will eventually grow is already being built. Quietly, patiently, invisibly. This is where you are right now. In your career, this invisible shift might be showing up as growing dissatisfaction with something that used to feel fine. Not because anything dramatic happened, but because you've outgrown it. Aquarius is a sign built for progress, for innovation, for pushing boundaries. And when you stay too long in something stagnant, your spirit quietly begins preparing you to leave long before your circumstances actually change. In relationships, this shift may be appearing as new clarity. You may be noticing, more than before, who truly supports you and who merely occupies space in your life. This clarity can feel uncomfortable, even painful, but it is not the universe taking people away from you. It is the universe helping you see clearly so you can choose consciously, rather than staying somewhere out of habit or fear. Financially, small shifts in mindset often come before shifts in circumstance. If you've recently felt a stronger pull towards stability, toward smarter decisions, toward valuing yourself more in what you accept and what you charge for your time and energy, that pull is not random either. It is preparation for abundance that has not fully arrived yet, but is forming. And on a deeply personal level, you may be noticing subtle changes in your confidence. Boundaries that once felt impossible to set are starting to feel necessary. Situations you used to tolerate now feel unbearable. This growing self-respect is not you changing personalities. It is you remembering who you were before life convinced you to shrink yourself to keep the peace. Healing, too, often works invisibly. You may have been processing old wounds without even realizing it. Through dreams, through unexpected tears, through moments of unexplainable heaviness followed by unexplainable lightness. This is emotional excavation. It is uncomfortable, but it is necessary, because the version of you being prepared for what's coming cannot carry the same old weight into the next chapter. None of this means your outer life has caught up yet. It may still look, from the outside, like nothing has changed. But you know better. You feel it. And that feeling, Aquarius, is proof that something real is happening beneath the surface of your life. Something that is going to become undeniable very soon. But here is where many people get it wrong. When the invisible becomes almost visible, right before the breakthrough, that is exactly when it's easiest to sabotage everything. And that is what we need to talk about next. 4. The biggest mistake Aquarius must avoid right now. This is the part most horoscopes skip, Aquarius, but it might be the most important part of this entire message. How you respond right now determines how smoothly your breakthrough unfolds. The first mistake to avoid is fear. When change begins stirring beneath the surface, fear often arrives first, dressed up as caution. It tells you to stay where you are, even when where you are no longer fits who you're becoming. Fear feels like wisdom, but it is not wisdom. It is simply your nervous system trying to protect you from the unknown. The unknown is not dangerous. It is just unfamiliar. And unfamiliar is exactly where growth lives. The second mistake is impatience. Aquarius, you are a visionary. You see the future clearly, and when it doesn't arrive fast enough, frustration builds. But rushing a process that is still forming beneath the surface can actually disturb its roots. Just as pulling on a seedling doesn't make it grow faster, forcing timelines doesn't make blessings arrive sooner. Trust the pace, even when it feels slower than you'd like. The third mistake is overthinking. You have one of the sharpest, most analytical minds in the zodiac, but right now your logical mind does not have all the information yet. It's trying to calculate an outcome using incomplete data, and that will only create anxiety, not clarity. This is a season for feeling your way forward, not overanalyzing every possibility until you talk yourself out of your own intuition. The fourth mistake is ignoring your intuition in favor of what looks safe or logical on paper. If something feels wrong, even if you can't explain why, that feeling deserves respect. If something feels right, even if it doesn't make complete sense yet, that feeling deserves your attention too. Your intuition has been strengthening for a reason. This is the season to trust it more than you ever have before. And the fifth mistake, perhaps the hardest one, holding on to people, situations, or old versions of yourself that no longer serve who you're becoming. Growth requires space, and space sometimes requires release. This doesn't mean every relationship or situation in your life needs to end, but it does mean you need to be honest about what is helping you grow and what is quietly holding you back. Every one of these patterns, fear, impatience, overthinking, self-doubt, and clinging to what no longer fits, creates resistance. And resistance is the only thing standing between you and the moment we're about to talk about next, the moment where everything you've been sensing finally becomes clear. 5. The sign you can no longer ignore. Here it is, Aquarius, the sign. The one you've been feeling this entire time, even before you understood what it was. It is not a number. It is not a stranger's comment. It is not even a closed door or an open one. The true sign, the one you can no longer ignore, is the quiet, steady knowing inside you that something in your life is about to change. That deep, wordless certainty you've been carrying, even when nothing around you has confirmed it yet. That is the sign. That feeling is the universe speaking directly to you, in the only language that never lies, your own intuition. Every synchronicity you've noticed, the numbers, the timing, the conversations, has been building toward this one moment of recognition. Not so you'd have more evidence to analyze, but so you'd finally trust what you already knew. You've sensed this shift coming for a while now. You've felt yourself outgrowing old versions of your life. You've felt pulled towards something you can't fully see yet, but can absolutely feel. That inner knowing is not naive hope. It is not wishful thinking. It is the clearest, most reliable guidance you have, sharper than logic, older than fear, and far more trustworthy than doubt. And right now, it is telling you that a new chapter is arriving. Not someday, soon. Everything you've walked through recently, the discomfort, the endings, the quiet frustration, the unexpected tears, the moments of surprising clarity. None of it was wasted. It was preparation. It was the universe clearing space in your life for something better to arrive. The version of you standing here today, aware enough to receive this message, is already different from the version of you who existed before all of this began. So Aquarius, trust this. Trust the knowing. Trust the pull you feel toward change, even if you can't yet explain it to anyone else. You don't need permission to grow. You don't need certainty to move forward. You only need to stop ignoring what your own spirit has been telling you all along. The sign has already arrived. It has been arriving for weeks, and now, finally, you're ready to see it. Every challenge you faced recently, Aquarius, was never meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you. Every closed door, every quiet ache, every restless night has been shaping you into someone capable of holding the future that's coming your way. Trust yourself. Trust the timing. Stay open to the guidance around you, because what begins after July 24th has the potential to change the entire direction of your story, if you let it. Before you go, have you been seeing signs like this lately? If you believe this message found you for a reason, type "I receive" in the comments below. I want to hear your story. If this spoke to you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss your next message. And if you know another Aquarius who needs to hear this today, send this to them. It might be exactly what they've been waiting for. Until next time, Aquarius, trust the signs, trust your timing, and trust yourself. Your next chapter is already on its way.